What does a box, a book, a board game, and a glove have in common? They've all been used in horror films. Specifically, these items are all either cursed or are magical in a way. And I've decided to ignore the major issues in the world currently and instead discuss these with you today. The Lament Configuration, created in the 18th century by Philippe Le Marchand, a French toy maker. He was commissioned by a wealthy aristocrat named Duc de Lisle, who was overly obsessed with dark magic. He and his servant Jacques kill a woman and remove her insides. Lisle uses the box to summon a demon princess named Angelique, who wears the woman's skin. Angelique and Jacques then betray and kill Lisle. Le Marchand attempts to steal back the box, but his bloodline is cursed and he is killed. Fast forward some, and in the 1920s, Elliot Spencer finds the box in British India. After solving it, he is turned into a Cenobite, known as the Hell Priest, but better known as his nickname, Pinhead. Much later, the box is purchased by Frank Cotton, and after solving it, he is killed. Both his body and the box disappear. When blood is spilled on the spot where Frank died, he is resurrected with the box in his possession, and he shows it to his mistress/sister-in-law, Julia Cotton, where she helps him to fully resurrect. Christy Cotton, Frank's niece, discovers them and steals the box. She later solves it and summons Pinhead and the other Cenobites. Christy makes a deal to bring them Frank if they left her alone. They quote-unquote agree and kill Frank once more, for good this time. The Cenobites break the deal, because of course they do, and they attack Christy, but she sends them back to their dimension using the box. She attempts to burn the box afterwards, but a Cenobite creature grabs it from the fire and flies away. Christy would have many other run-ins with the Cenobites, spanning other films in the franchise and the canon comic series. The box itself, however, would eventually be destroyed along with Pinhead in the year 2127 by Paul Merchant, a descendant of Philippe Le Marchand, and the connection between the Cenobites' dimension and Earth is severed forever. Necronomicon Ex Mortis, aka the Book of the Dead. Written by the Dark Ones, inked in blood and bound in flesh. It was discovered by Professor Raymond Noby in the early to mid-1980s. Noby and his wife Henrietta took the book to their cabin while their daughter Annie continued to work at the archaeological site where the book was discovered. Noby read from the book and recorded a passage that awoke an evil spirit in the woods around the cabin, and Henrietta was possessed. Roughly a week later, a group of 5 friends find the cabin and decide to spend the weekend there. Only one member of the group survives, that being Ashley Joanna Williams, or just Ash as he's mainly known. After that night of fun, Andy Noby, along with her research partner Ed, and locals Jake and Bobby Joe, return to the cabin to see her father and study the book and its missing pages she possesses. However, upon her arrival, she meets a now one-handed Ash and assumes he killed her parents. However, after being attacked by more Deadites, she is proven wrong. Ash and Annie use the missing pages to open a space-time vortex, which is meant to send the Kandarian demon, aka the evil spirit of the woods, back in time. They are successful, but Ash ends up through the portal as well, sending him back to the year 1300 AD. In the past, Ash is sent on a quest to retrieve the Necronomicon once again to help Lord Arthur and his people with the whole Deadite problem. On his quest, evil Ash is created and quickly killed. Shortly after Ash retrieves the book, however, he forgot to say the magic words, and it awakens what is known as the Army of Darkness, with the newly resurrected evil Ash leading them. Ash, Lord Arthur's kingdom, and the forces of Henry the Red defeat the army and Ash is sent back to his own time, while the book is protected in Arthur's castle until it is discovered by Professor Raymond Noby in the early to mid-1980s. That's the timeline of the original Evil Dead trilogy in a nutshell. However, this isn't the end of the Necronomicon and its adventures, as it continues in the show Ash vs. Evil Dead. There are also numerous other timelines and stories told through the comic series. However, that would be extremely difficult to tell you considering how big the comic series actually is. Frederick Charles Krueger, son of a nun named Amanda Krueger, who was sexually assaulted by over 100 psychopaths, had become the infamous Springwood Slasher, known for murdering children. He was apprehended, however, due to a technicality, he was released, leading to a mob made up of the parents of Springwood to track him down and burn him to death. Damn, what's up with horror villains and mobs? During this, however, he made a deal with dream demons for himself to become a dream demon. For years afterwards, he tormented and killed the teens of Springwood in their dreams, his main weapon of choice being this, the Razor Glove. Based on an ancient Japanese weapon, is used by Freddy in all of his films. Most of the time it is similar to this, perhaps with more dense and dirtier, but on 2 occasions, the glove was drastically altered. In the second film, the blades came directly out of Freddy's hand, and in the meta-film, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Freddy's glove is made out of bone, which is absolutely badass. Okay, so the next thing is a little different, as it covers a large majority of horror media. The Ouija Board, one of the few items that has been the cause of many horror films, but existed first in real life. Other items being the Annabelle doll and Robert the doll. The Ouija Board was invented on the 10th of February, 1891, by Elijah Bond. In 1991, Hasbro acquired the rights to the Ouija Board, and they continue to make them to this day. The board has been used in hundreds of horror films, most popular being The Exorcist and in the 2014 Ouija film, and its prequel, Ouija Origin of Evil. The board is an anomaly to this day, with many claiming it to be an actual way to speak to ghosts and spirits, and others saying it's a novelty item. However, it can't be denied that this has given us plenty of amazing moments in horror films. I know there are plenty of other items that I could have talked about in this video, so I may or may not make another one in the future, talking about the others, especially the aforementioned Annabelle doll. Hell, I could make an entire video dedicated to horror dolls and ventriloquist dummies, those creepy fucks. Subscribe for more horror-themed content and let me know in the comments if there's any topics you'd like me to discuss in the future. Stay spooky, everyone. The amount of takes that I had to do to try to get the Necronomicon one right is about double the amount of the entire Necronomicon section in this video. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed in myself.